Oh boy, look at that. It's the Switch 2. Nintendo Switch was released like what? 5 years ago? Oh, Jesus Christ, that was fast. I got my Nintendo Switch way back in 2020, and it's my first Nintendo console. My parents got me a Game Boy Advance, but I never played a lot of its games since PlayStation got my full attention back then. Probably got stuck trying to finish Devil Within on Tekken 5. How did I play this for hours? I got influenced by Hololive, seeing a lot of them playing a bunch of Switch games together, inviting their fan base to play with them, and it got me thinking, yeah, I want to try what they're doing. I think Nintendo Switch was a fine console. It has its shortcomings: no music in the main menu, no music and the eShop. Slow. It was a slow console. Also, how come we never ended up having themes on this shit? We only have black and white. You'd think with the release of the Mario Red Switch, it would have a Mario themed main menu. It never did. That's kind of crazy. So for this video, I'm gonna look through everything in my Switch games collection. It's not much, but I think there's quite a decent number of games in here, and we're gonna see if these games are so worth it, which I think it's good. Anyways, here's my Switch collection review thing. Right, so here we are. I'm gonna be looking through all the Nintendo games I have in no particular order, but we're gonna start off with the first Switch game I've ever had, and that's Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I got this game the same time as I got my Switch. This is actually my first Switch game, and I gotta say, I fell in love with this game. Spent over 100 hours with this game, and got me interested in the whole franchise. And I started playing a lot of the older Legend of Zelda games, N64 ones. I might even try some games that are on the GameCube, an actual modern classic. Some people don't like this game because, well, it deviated from the usual way they do Zelda. I'd say this is one of the must-haves on the Nintendo Switch, but problem is, you'll never see this on a sale unless someone's selling it for buying this secondhand is probably better than buying this brand new. There's a lot of copies of this, so you don't really have to buy this brand new. Now, I want to get through the big boxes first before I get through the others. I just want to get through with this because this is the first game I had, so we're going to go through the other games that I have that are in bigger boxes. So starting with Cytus Alpha. Now, if you don't know what Cytus is, this is basically a rhythm game. I'm going to put footage up here. Cytus Alpha is basically the Android game ported to the Nintendo Switch that includes all of the songs and all of the other bonus songs into one single package. So I actually really like the mobile game. I'm not a big rhythm game fan, but I really like Cytus, and having it in physical and having it playable without, grabbing my phone and then be disturbed by notifications on my phone. This is a solid purchase for me. Now, if you're not a big fan of rhythm games, this might not do it for you, but I love how you can play this game. Just like in Android, you can play it on the tablet, on your Nintendo Switch, or you can play it with a controller if it's plugged in into your TV. So the new thing about this version is that it's playable with a controller, and I really like that. So if you're not a big rhythm game fan, I can't recommend this, but if you're a rhythm game fan, definitely pick this up if you can find it at a good price. I got this at a good price, probably less than $20. It's even in a box copy. It comes with a soundtrack, so definitely a good purchase. Now let's go with another big box, which is Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy. This is one of the earlier games that I got. I was a big PlayStation fan. Crash Bandicoot is one of the first PlayStation games, so definitely had to have it. Even came with a controller, and while it is a good controller, it is not immune to drift. the left stick started drifting after a while, probably within the year. It does feel good to hold though. Having the trilogy in one cartridge is great, and if you like Crash Bandicoot, then you'll definitely want to have it in physical. I definitely recommend it. But the controller, maybe your miles may vary. Maybe you'll get a better version of the controller than I did, but it did not last with me, so yeah. But if you can get it at a good price, definitely good. Get it. I got it. Next up is this is, if you can't read it, it says Gun Gun Pixies. Gun Gun Pixies is a third-person shooter game, which is very unlike other shooter games, because if you look at the cover, you might be wondering, what the fuck is this game even about? I'm gonna show some footage, you judge. But if I have to summarize it, you play as the tiny girls here. Yes, they are aliens and they are protecting these girls. I can't remember the plot so much because this is just a fan servicey game. It's not even a good shooter. It's amusing to play. I did play it to finish, but it's not very replayable. It's amusing. If you like fan servicey games with silly plots, then this game might be for you. Yeah, I don't recommend buying this at full price. Up next is Raging Loop. Now, this one is also another interesting game. This is another Android game. iPhone or Android, I'm not sure which one. It is a mobile game ported to Nintendo Switch. This is even a Day 1 edition. Comes with a booklet. It just comes with an art book. Just like Gun Gun Pixies, actually. Gun Gun Pixies also comes with an art book. That's why it comes in a box like this. Now, Raging Loop is a visual novel, so definitely this is gonna turn off a lot of gamers already. If you are a visual novel fan, the plot is interesting because this is your protagonist. He comes into a village where they do have a tradition where they do a ritual. Like every year they do this game of, if you know the game where what is that game called? The wolf game, where the rest are sheep and the wolf is hiding among the sheep and the sheep has to figure out which one is the wolf. That's the main premise of this, but it's the villagers and they have to figure out. They kill one of the villagers every night and it's pretty interesting, but I think the ending sucks for this. The last segment of this story really sucks because it is full of exposition dumps. It's a lot of contrivance, but I think the story that goes into the ending is very interesting. So I don't recommend buying this at full price. This is even a Day 1 edition. I got this for less than $10. So if you can get this for less than $10, definitely a great purchase, but full price, I don't think so. This is also available on Steam. Go get it on Steam if you really want to try it because it's going to be cheaper there, but I don't recommend buying this at full price. Okay. Robotics Notes. I got this like $10, which is insane. This is like brand spanking new. This is Robotic Notes Elite Dash Double Pack. It only has one cartridge, but that one cartridge has 2 games, which how they should do multi-games. Not a download code on the box. I want both of the games on a single cartridge, and Robotic Notes does it right. This is another visual novel, so if you don't like visual novels, I can't recommend this to you. But if you like visual novels, this is the same makers as Steins Gate. Although not as impressive as Steins Gate, the first game that it has, Robotics Notes Elite, is really good. It has a very decent story, but it's a very slow story. You'll have to take your time with it. So if you don't like that, you might not enjoy it. The second game, absolute trash. It's fanfiction trash. I can't even get myself to finish the second game. But this is only $10, so if you can get it at that price, sure, you can get it. If you're not a visual novel fan, you don't want to get this. So if you can get this at a good value, go get it. This is also like a premium edition pack, so this comes with like pins related to the show. Enjoy the first game. Second game, trash. Here's oh my god. Notice how I bought a lot of visual novels. This is another instance of a mobile game ported to the Switch. This is a limited edition, The Letter. It tries to be a horror visual novel, but the horror elements in it are just basically QTEs. Can be creepy, annoying once you get used to them. So, like, replaying for other endings can be, more annoying than enjoyable. But the horror, the plot is pretty okay. This is not a must-have. If you're just interested to see a horror visual novel, sure, go get it. This is like $40, if not $30. This is a PlayAsia exclusive, but my local store has it, so I picked it up. I actually did not play this on the Switch. I played this on my phone, on the Android. I didn't even play this that much. This is just okay, I'll say. Is it a must-have? Probably not. But this is supposed to be in a box. This is the Labo. This is the Labo that comes with the robot box build kit. This thing is fun for a few sessions, and then after that, you're not gonna play it again. This is really experimental stuff by Nintendo, and you pay a lot for cardboard. This actually came with my Switch, and I gotta say, it is fun building the thing. Other than that, I haven't even touched the thing. A lot of my games I go back to. This is not one of them because I do not want to check on the cardboard backpack that I built just to be a robot in the game. And I think termites has already eaten parts of my backpack thing. Should you buy it? No, definitely not. But if it's like on the cheap, maybe. Just for the experience. But don't pay full price for this. Oh shit. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. This is actually a really good game, but also kind of divided the Breath of the Wild fans on this, because kind of changed a lot on the elements of the game, but at the same time the story pretty good, at least for me. But I can see why people would not like this. But if you like Breath of the Wild, I think this is a must-have. This is basically part 2. If you just want to know what happens, come pick it up. It's very fun. If you've seen footages, it's pretty fun just doing assembling things with the Ultra Hand. A little expensive, $70, so go get it secondhand if you can. It's not like it has a DLC as well. They didn't even do DLC, which is kind of insane. I thought they would do that. So pick this up at secondhand. Real fun nonetheless. Ooh, Monster Hunter Rise. This was exclusive to the Switch for a while until it got released on Steam, and then everyone got it on Steam. I enjoyed my time with this game, Monster Hunter Rise. I haven't played Monster Hunter before this. The last time I did was on the PSP. I played this with my brother a lot. We enjoyed the multiplayer on this. This is a really well done game, and even looks impressive on the Switch. Now there's a DLC which is Sunbreak. I think if you buy the physical, it just provides you the code for the DLC, which so it's kind of pointless to buy that. So this copy is pretty much the same. You could just buy the DLC online with the eShop. But yeah, I recommend this game because it's pretty good. If you prefer on PC, then you could buy it on PC. But if you want it on the go and if you want a physical copy, here you go. This is a really good game. This is ARMS. This, a Nintendo original. They always come with this. I never threw these out. Now, ARMS is a fighting game, an exclusive to Nintendo. Although this never took off because, well, they never advertised it enough, and when they did advertise it, they always tell you to play with the Joy-Con's gyroscope thing, so it feels like you're punching, but gyroscope is never accurate. Playing it with the gamepad or like the Joy-Cons as a controller is much better experience and much more accurate than fighting with gyroscope controls. Also, I think the content of this game is very lacking. If you don't have people to play with, the arcade mode is all you have. Some other game modes, sure, but you'll have a very short time playing this game. I do recommend it, but go get it secondhand. This is not worth full price. I was hoping they would do ARMS 2 just to give it more single player content, or emphasize more on the fighting game rather than the gimmicky gyroscope controls. It's a good game, but don't get it full price. Oh, now this one's a classic. Okami HD. I got a Japanese copy. I got this $10, which is wowsies. Now this is a Japanese copy, but the Switch will play it in English. It even has a booklet for instructions. I love it. I love it when games came with instruction booklets. It just adds to the value, don't you think? I think so. It even has a reversible cover with Amaterasu. This is a classic on the PS2. This is the HD remaster version. I do recommend this game. If you have never played Okami, then I do recommend playing this. Regardless console you're playing, whether you're playing on PlayStation or on the PC, this is also on Steam. So please give this a try. This is a really good game. Must have or must play. You don't have to play it on the Switch, but it's nice having a copy of it. Here's another Nintendo game, the 1-2 Switch. This is another exclusive of Switch. This is minigames based on the gyroscope capabilities of the Joy-Con. This is made for 2 players. I don't recommend this if you're just playing it for yourself. This is not a good game for yourself. This is for you and your friends IRL. And me and my brothers had some fun with this, but it really feels like a demo for the Joy-Con's gyroscope capabilities. Don't pay full price for this. I did not pay for full price. I got this secondhand. Make sure you have friends to play this with. I'm not saying Smash. I'm saying Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, this is the first time I've tried a Smash Bros. Game, and I gotta say, it's really impressive. The roster is impressive for a fighting game. A platform fighting game, nonetheless. This is gonna be hit or miss for a lot of fighting game people, because this is not like the usual fighting games that fighting games are. A lot of fighting game enthusiasts are used to 2D, 3D. This is platform, and I had a really hard time trying to get used to it, trying to play at least at the higher levels. But playing this casually can be super fun, because there are items, there's the arena effects, but if you're gonna try playing this at a high level, it's not fun, at least for me. With Tekken, I can have some fun, but just having a big roster, seeing all these characters duke it out in a big arena is very fun. This is $60. A lot of Nintendo games are at $60. I don't recommend buying this at full price, because there's also DLC to consider, and that adds a lot of characters. So I think you should get this secondhand and then buy the DLC. Or at least have a friend who can share you their account that has all the DLCs. The streamer's classic game, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. 8 Deluxe is an interesting racing game, so there's not much value to this single player unless you just like Mario Kart, sure. But I think the main point of this is multiplayer, which is kind of crazy because you have to pay for Switch Online just to do online multiplayer. It is fun, but racing is not for me. This is still $60, so go get this secondhand. And if you already have Switch Online, then you can play online. Some people are gonna think this is, good value, but I don't think so. There's also a bunch of DLCs for this game. Go get it secondhand. Here we go, another Nintendo. Clubhouse 51 games. Now this is a bunch of mini games, 51, which is only fun with other people. You can play this single player, but I can't recommend this game if you don't have people to play this game with. Not to mention, other people has to have this game as well. Interesting board games, but $60 or $50 for this, I don't recommend that. Get the second hand. I got this brand new, which is crazy. The only reason I got this because I watch HoloLive JP members play this game, and I want to experience it for myself. Play this with my brothers and my cousins. We had fun. But after that, I haven't touched this game in a long time. Kamen Rider Climax Scramble. This is a fighting game, an arena-style fighting game. I cannot recommend this game. This game had the potential to be cool, but I've played other fighting games, other Commodore fighting games, and they basically took the same animations and just made it an arena fighting game instead of a 2D fighting game. The only new animations are for the new characters, which are basically this guy. This is Zio and Gates. If you're a big Kamen Rider fan, get this at a sale or secondhand, because this is so not worth it. They quickly abandoned updates to this game after a few weeks. The only update they got here is the additional rider from this show, and then they abandoned it. This game hasn't been updated since. I can't even recommend this to casual fighting game fans because this is so bare bones. Even the story mode is super bare bones. Not worth getting, I would say. If you're just a Kamen Rider fan, get this at a sale, please. Next game. Now this is true value because this is Danganronpa Decadence. I hate it when they don't do anything on the inside. Now, I definitely recommend this collection. This is a 3-in-1 cartridge. There's only one cartridge. There's 3 games. Technically there's 4, but the 4th game is more like a mini game. So Danganronpa Decadence is the Danganronpa 1, 2, 3. Danganronpa is a find a killer kind of mystery visual novel game. There's a lot of talking and a lot of point and clicking on this one. So if you don't like that, I can't recommend this to you, but if you like visual novel, if you like murder mystery, Danganronpa, good game. With 3 games in one cartridge, which is amazing. No download code bullshit. So go pick this up if you like that kind of thing. I might even recommend this at full price. I don't even remember how much I paid for this. Here we go. Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. Now this is, as it says, Anniversary Collection. It's a bunch of games in one. Now, nice to have this on physical. I can play any of these old Street Fighter games anytime, and it's all in a single cartridge right there. I love collections. If you like Street Fighter, this is a nice game to have. I got this secondhand, so easier to get, but I can probably justify full price because you can play all those games. If you like classic Street Fighter, then you will love that collection. Another collection for Mario 3D All-Stars, 3 games in one. Some of you might be saying, I already have the Switch Online, I don't need it. I could play Super Mario 64 anytime, but that is if you have the internet. But at least with this, you'll always have a physical copy, and I was always interested in playing these games. I played this game on stream. Difficult. I have a very hard time finishing that game. I might play the other games some other time. Pretty fun. If you really like 3D Mario games, then you can cop this up. I think this is $50. Better if you get this at a sale, because 3 games in one cartridge is always amazing. I know Nintendo said they only made limited quantities of this, but I can still find this at stores for brand new. They really overproduced this thing. And even if you buy it secondhand, they're not gonna give you scalper prices because this thing is overproduced as heck. Go get this one if you like Super Mario, that is. Monster Hunter Stories 2. Now this is a Monster Hunter spin-off. This is the second one. I never played the first one, but the trailer really got me. And I was surprised because this is basically Pokemon with Monster Hunter creatures instead, or the monsters instead. The story is pretty okay. It's very rated E, I'll have to say. They don't really take risks with that, but it's fun. Not much to say. It's a very simplified version of Pokemon. So if you like that kind of gameplay, you can go pick this up. This is pretty cool. I know it says download required down there. It doesn't. All of the game is in the cartridge. This is already used. You can't get that. Pick this up. I think this is worth trying if you like these kind of games. And when I say that, I meant Pokemon. Next game is an absolute classic, Super Mario Odyssey. Now, everyone's saying this is one of the best 3D Mario games out there, but I'll say I did not resonate with this one. Super Mario 64 at least has the novelty of being the first 3D Mario. Maybe I'm just not a big fan of 3D Mario games. I'll say it is pretty fun. It is very child-friendly game, but there is still challenge if you finish the story mode. But whenever I finish a game's story mode, it almost feels like everything else is extra. And I did not want to do that, so I did not collect all the moons and all that. $60 though. For me, it's not worth it. I can see people picking up at 60 though. It's still fun. I can see people having fun and having this as their favorite game on the Nintendo Switch. So up to you if $60 is worth it. Having second thoughts of adding these games because this is a limited run copy, but you can get this on the eShop. This is The Force Unleashed Star Wars. This was a PS3, PS2 game featuring Darth Vader's apprentice. His name is Starkiller. He's not canon anymore, he's just Star Wars Legends now. Had a lot of fun with this game. Versatile. If you can find this second-hand or brand new, as long as it's a fair price, this is $40. I got this brand new because I really enjoyed The Force Unleashed on the PS2. Yeah, I haven't tried finishing this on the Switch. I might one of these days. So yeah, I'll recommend it because I did enjoy it. Just don't pay scalper prices for that. I know it's a limited copy. Now here's a favorite. I absolutely love this game. Metroid Dread. One of the harder games I've ever played, but I enjoyed the difficulty. It's a little short game though, and it can be frustrating at times, but once you get it, once you understood the gameplay, the mechanics and everything, I think you will love this game as well. It's a side-scroller Metroidvania. I mean, it's in the name. This made me curious about the franchise. I haven't tried any other Metroid game yet because Samus controls really well in this game. It feels so good to play and to figure out everything. There's also an interesting story, and I don't know the full picture sadly because this is the only Metroid game I played, so this is a must play. I might maybe even at full price because it's just that good. There's another game that HoloLive influenced me to buy, and that's Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is a weird one for me because this is basically a town maker, a city maker. It's a slow game. You can't just sit down for hours and build your city in like, I don't know, 8 hours. You actually have to stop. The game actually tells you to stop and wait for the next day before you can do more things. But it is cute. It is fun. Not much you can do for multiplayer though. It says it has multiplayer, but I think the multiplayer is just tacked on at the end of development of this game. I had my fun, but once I paid all of my debts to the dude, Tom Nook, I basically lost interest. One of the other issues I have with this game is that it's so slow to move furniture and to basically make roads and whatever, to do the city building part and the house making part. It's so slow. But if you're fine with that because it's cute, then sure. This is $60. Would I recommend at full price? Maybe not. But if you love cutesy games, it might be worth it for you. A lot of these games are just worth it at secondhand price. Next up is Kotodama. Kotodama is, as you can see there, this is a, what do you call it? Wow. I forgot it came with these cards. Photo cards. That's pretty cool. This is basically a honeypot kind of clone that it's more on the 7 Mysteries of Fujisawa. I don't know what you call these games. Bejeweled clones? With a Bejeweled clone game tied into the story. I actually got this digital first on my Switch. I got it on the eShop for like $1. And then I saw this for like $10. And I enjoyed it. The story is simple enough. It's not groundbreaking, but if you can cop this for like I did, $10, then it's worth it. If you get it on the eShop for $1, then it's worth it. I probably won't pay $30 for this thing. Yeah, take it as you will. I still have more games to go through. Holy shit. This is Catherine Full Body. This is an Atlas game. How do you even describe this game? This is a puzzle game, but on a traditional sense. Each day you go through a story mode, and then every night you go through a dream where you have to climb the tower. Well, not a tower, you have to climb blocks to the top, ensuring you are alive the next day. I don't know how else to explain this game. This is actually pretty fun. Oh, it actually came with a bonus, a pre-order bonus. Look at that print, beautiful. This is an expanded version of Catherine that first came out on the PS3. I don't know if it came out in the Xbox, but this is the expanded version, adding the third girl on the game. Because you can basically choose your wife or this harlot. And now you can choose the third option, the super cute Rin. And they're all named Catherine anyway. This is Catherine with a K, Catherine with a C, and this one's Catherine with a Q, but everyone calls her Rin. So I would definitely recommend this. Catherine is a different kind of puzzle game where you race to the top by figuring out how to move the blocks in order for you to move up. This is a very interesting game. The premise is also very good, so I recommend this. I bought this full price. I don't know if you'll be able to get this pre-order bonus if you try to get it now. Hopefully you do, because if you buy this secondhand, you probably won't be able to get the pin or keychain, whatever. But good game, I would recommend. Here's an interesting one, Fitness Boxing 2, Rhythm and Exercise. This is a boxing exercise game. My brother loves this game a lot. I do love this game too. This also even got DLC. This is like $50 or $40, I think. It does teach you boxing, I guess. Not exactly boxing. It's not even here because my brother plays this game. But it does get you moving. It does the gyroscope pretty accurate, although the gyroscope just takes general movements, so you can probably cheat your way out of this, but why would you cheat your way out of a fucking boxing game? I would recommend this. Now, you can pick it up. It's a pretty simple game to play. Want to do some exercise with your Switch. Now, speaking of exercise game, this is Ring Fit Adventure. This is a bestseller in Japan. This game sold a lot. This is always in the top 10 sold video games in Japan, which means this thing is sells like hotcakes over there. This comes with a weird Joy-Con attachment that you have to use in order to play this. The gameplay is basically you doing exercises with the ring, and it's an interesting way to exercise and it does pretty well. I enjoyed myself with this game, although I haven't played this in a while, which means I haven't been exercising. I probably need to pick this up again. I would recommend this. This is like $60 and you even get like the peripherals, so pick this up if you can get it secondhand. Okay, I might not recommend getting this secondhand because you do need the Ring-Con. That's the attachment that comes with this. And even if you do get the Ring-Con's gonna have a lot of palm sweat on it, and I'm not sure if you want that. So, but you can get third-party versions of the Ring-Con, so do what you gotta do if you want to get your hands on it. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Okay, I have mixed feelings about this game. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is a beautiful game. It has a really good story, but the gameplay, I abhor the gameplay of Xenoblade. I hate the fact that it's not a traditional turn-based game. It's a sort of a weird command and then wait for them to do the command type of deal, but it's a love-hate relationship with this game because there's a character I really love, Nia, but oh my god, I hate the gameplay. I even set the game difficulty to easy just so I could finish this goddamn game. There's Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I thought of getting it, but I remembered the gameplay and I had to stop. Like, no, I don't want to go through that again, even though the characters come back to that game. $60? I don't recommend getting this at $60. Obviously, don't. I mean, I don't know. Some people absolutely love that game. I don't. So, do as you will. Okay, but I do recommend this. This is Valhalla. This is a bartending game, I suppose. It's more a visual novel story though. If you love visual novel storytelling, this is one of the better stories. It's simple in its story, but it is well done. I mean, look at the insert art. That is so good. It's also on Steam, which might be cheaper for you because this is $40. I got this brand new. This is even a Japanese copy. There is also a US copy, I think, although it's made by Limited Run. So if you could get a Japanese copy, it will be much cheaper and even has a full inside art. But if you can get the Limited Run version for cheap, then maybe. Okay, let's go with another Japanese copy. This is Katamari Damacy. Japanese copy, but it is still playable. I got this for less than $10, I believe, brand new, which is kind of crazy. This is $40. Now, the premise of this game is that you're rolling a tiny ball that can run over things that's smaller than the ball, and then your objective is to make the ball bigger by basically making the ball bigger because everything gets stuck to the ball that you are rolling. It's a very simple premise. It has a stupid storyline, but it's so much fun. Yeah, there's nothing much to tell. Go pick this up if you can get this at a good price. I definitely recommend. Oh boy. Persona 5 Strikers. Also called Persona 5 Scramble in Japan. Strikers is basically sequel story to the Persona 5. This is before Royale came out, so you won't see any of the Royale characters here, or they won't even mention the Royale characters here. That's not gonna work even if you tried. So Strikers is sort of turn-based, but not really. This is more of a road trip story with a different kind of gameplay. I'll say the story is pretty good, the road trip story, but the ending, the final part, is very contrived. So if you just like these characters, if you like Persona 5 and you enjoy Persona 5 and want to see what else they do, other than that, you might get confused if you haven't played Persona 5. Before Persona 5 Royale got released on the Switch, this was Persona 5, and they even released Joker on Smash Ultimate. Just kind of funny because his base game is not even on the Switch. But I would recommend this for Persona 5 fans. Next game! Fate Extella. Beautiful game. And this is more of a Musou gameplay. If you like Dynasty Warriors, that kind of thing, you can basically play Fate characters in a Dynasty Warrior game, kinda. Also is a decent story on this, but if you don't like Dynasty Warriors kind of gameplay where it does get repetitive since you have to do the attacks over and over again, but I think this is pretty fun for a Musou style game. I would definitely recommend this, especially if you're a fan of Fate. This is also a continuation of Fate, the PSP game. Pick this up physically if you like. This is also on Steam. Might be cheaper on Steam though, but if you're on the Switch, go get this. I got this brand new though, so $40, not bad. Coffee Talk. Okay, this is similar to Valhalla, and this is also a Japanese copy. They've released US copy now that includes episode 2. This is episode 1 only. And this is similar to Valhalla in the sense that you are a cafe barista. You just make coffee instead of alcohol, and you listen to the patrons of the cafe. And she's one of them. I'd say Valhalla still has the better story, but this is also fun. If you're looking for more of what Valhalla gives, I will definitely recommend this. This is like $40. How much to sale to this one, really? Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. This is one of the games I immediately bought brand new because Breath of the Wild, and I was curious. Apparently this is the very first in the timeline of Zelda, correct me if I'm wrong. And Skyward Sword was released because Tears of the Kingdom was coming out. This game got referenced in that game. Not to mention the sky being a part of this game. So it kind of relates to Tears of the Kingdom really well on that front. But this game is super simple. I like the story. Simple to the point that you can probably finish this very quickly. Unless you do everything, of course, which I don't do. Would I recommend this? Probably, yeah, if you like Zelda games. Other than that, you just like adventure games, this is kind of a maybe. Astral Chain. This is a weird one. This is another Nintendo exclusive, a brand new game, brand new IP for Nintendo. Astral Chain is a hack and slash adventure game. The combat or like the powers that they have is similar to like JoJo, where you have like a stand-like creature, which is this thing on the back, and it's chained to you, hence Astral Chain. It is an interesting mechanic, but in the long run, it just feels weird to fight because you have to drag the spirit behind you. You have to drag it to your opponents to do effective attacks. Your character on their own is not as effective as the spirit comboing with you. But I've seen people love this game, although this is not particularly popular. It is made by Platinum Games. So this is a really well polished game, but the mechanic for me is super weird. I probably would recommend this as a second-hand game. Dark Souls. You like pain, you like difficulty, then now Dark Souls is on the Switch. I got this second-hand because I've played this on the PS3. I finished this game again on the Switch on stream by cheesing it. Because I'm not gonna suffer through this game again. If you like Dark Souls, if you like difficult games, this is a good port, I will say. Multiplayer even works well on this thing if you're interested in multiplayer. Yeah, but if you already have it on Steam and you're just playing your Switch on dock, then I don't really recommend picking this up. But if you want it on the go, then I guess you can pick this up. I can already say I don't recommend this game. This is Shin Megami Tensei, the first version. This is the vanilla version. There's already Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, which is basically the Royale version, like Persona 5 Royale, the vanilla version of it. But this is a fun game. I don't recommend buying this at brand new price. Absolutely not, unless it's like less than $10. I recommend you picking up Vengeance. But this is still a very gorgeous game. There's substantial new content in the Vengeance version. Not to mention, Vengeance gives you all of the DLC that comes for this. Just pick up Vengeance if you're gonna buy it on the Switch. It's available on Steam as well, so maybe just buy it on Steam. Here's another limited run game. This is The House in Fata Morgana. This is a visual novel. I generally don't recommend this because this is a very long story. This is literally a book in a game cartridge. If you like long, not even a game, this is like basically a picture book that is very long with beautiful tragedies about humanity and the human suffering and the human condition. Then yeah, I would recommend this a lot because I really love this visual novel. Now, there is the weird thing. I would recommend buying it on PC on Steam, but the issue is the Steam version is not complete. This version of Fata Morgana, at least on the Switch and PS4, has an additional game which shows an epilogue to the characters of this game. The Steam version does not carry that version. This version is called Dreams of the Revenants Edition, so Steam does not have that. They only have this base game, The House in Fata Morgana. It's weird, but I recommend you buying this on the eShop, or if you can manage to find a copy of this, which this copy went for over $100 now because this is limited run. But I think it dropped to 70 or 80, which is still expensive because I got this for 60. Go get it digitally on the PS4 or the Switch, which is still expensive, but you know, this is a niche game. It's a visual novel. I doubt you guys will pick it up. Another visual novel, Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. I don't recommend picking this game up. This is a physical copy made for the fans. I mean, look at all the bonus that you get. Now, why won't I recommend this version? There is a free version. The base version of this game is free on Steam. I don't recommend buying this until you finish the base version. This is basically a physical copy for fans. I recommend playing the free version of Doki Doki Literature Club. And if you like it, then you can buy a physical copy or buy the digital copy of Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. So I've seen this in stores. Here's another beloved game of mine. I played so much hours of this. I have like 200 hours on this game. This is Fire Emblem Three Houses. This is my first game of Fire Emblem, and I'm surprised they haven't made another one. Maybe they'll make one for Switch 2. Who knows? This is a tactical strategy game. Yeah, I do recommend this. Would I recommend it full price? I think so. This was $60, but if you can get it at a better price, do get it at a better price, because they never released a version of this with the DLC. Adds more content for you to enjoy. So yeah, I recommend it if you like JRPG. Blade Strangers. I got this for less than $10, I think. Blade Strangers is a fighting game. It even comes with a bonus keychain and an instruction booklet. Blade Strangers is a 2D fighting game. So this is basically like a Marvel vs. Capcom kind of deal, but I don't know the characters. I was just curious about the fighting game. It's a decent fighting game. Go pick this up at a decent price like I did. Don't pick it up full price, because there's not much you can do here unless you have someone to play this with. Oh boy. Kamen Rider Memory of Heroes. This is a very pretty game. They made this game with Unity as the engine, which is surprising. My only issue? This game gets old real fast. The story is very average to below average. The gameplay loop is kinda atrocious. There's a lot of repetition and very gimmicky things, like Kamen Rider doubles gadgets. They try to integrate the gameplay, but ends up being a hassle. While these two don't have gimmicks, like what the fuck? It's an action adventure, kind of a hack and slash, but boring, I'll say. It is a very pretty game, so if you're a fan of a Kamen Rider, I don't recommend getting this at full price, which is a shame because it's pretty. I mean, look at that cover. That is sick, but they fucked it up. Okay, here's a PS2 classic, ported to the modern consoles. Destroy all humans. You play as an alien, there's your goal. This is a classic of the PS2, so I definitely recommend this. This is like $40. Look, this is also on Steam, so if it's cheaper for you on Steam, go get it there. There's also Destroy All Humans 2, which I don't have right now. I recommend this. It's good. No Straight Roads. This is a rhythm action game in the same vein as what is that game again? the popular game. I'll put it here. It's similar to that game. It's a rhythm beat 'em up game. It's pretty simple, very simple game. Has catchy music, but I think the other game did it way better. So if you're looking for that kind of gameplay, I think you'll find it here. It's very simple. I got this on a sale too. I think this game often goes on sale, so keep an eye out. Pick this up at a good price. But if you like rhythm games, then maybe full price would be worth it for you. Touhou Kabuto Burst Battle V. I don't recommend this. The game is like a mobile game. This is not a good game. I have no knowledge of Touhou. This is less than $10, brand new. And I just picked it up because it was, well, $10. I don't recommend this. Even at brand new, even unopened. Don't buy it. Don't waste your money. Go get a good game. Pokemon Violet. This is a gift to be on my birthday. Thank you, Fury. Pokemon Violet. I enjoyed my time with this game, but this is one of the most unoptimized shit that I've ever played. The graphics looks incomplete. The gameplay slow. If you're looking at turn-based like Persona 5 or Shin Megami, this is much slower than that and looks less pretty doing so. But because it's Pokemon, it goes for $60. Why? Why the hell is this $60? This should have been $30 or $40. Story is okay. Characters are very likable. But the gameplay, the graphics is the only thing holding this thing back. And they did not update anything to make this look better. Which is a shame because I really like the story on this game. The only saving grace, I guess. Here's an interesting game. Disaster Report 4. Now, this game is also on Steam. is kind of a pricey game, $60 for this. The reason it's called Disaster Report is because your character is basically in Japan experiencing a disaster, and your goal is to avoid, accidents, falling buildings, explosions. That's basically the story. It's simple, making a game out of like real life disasters. Although it can be kind of slow to play because, they're trying to go for realism. But I had my fun with it. I haven't seen this in stores in a while, but if you do manage to find it, maybe a second hand, I'll definitely recommend this because it's an interesting take for a gameplay. Fence. This is garbage. Absolute garbage of a side-scroller horror game. This is a side-scroller with bad puzzles, terribly animated, that looks like a Newgrounds game. I've seen other Newgrounds game that looks better than this. I don't recommend this. If you're looking for a horror game, the horror is how terribly made this game is. Well, not terribly made, it's got good art, I guess. Animation is very cheap looking though, so I don't recommend it. This is a limited run. It's available digitally, so I'll recommend the digital edition. But if you can get this physical, I think they've made a not limited version of this. You can pick that up. Go pick it up. This should be a fun game with multiple people. This is a side-scroller beat 'em up. Yeah, if you can get this a good price. If you like side-scroller beat 'em ups, this is good. Legend Arceus. How do you pronounce the name? Some people say Arceus. I say Arceus. I don't know. This is a different take on the Pokemon formula because you can walk around while your Pokemon's fighting. Graphics is still kinda muddy, but I think the gameplay is pretty fun. I enjoyed my time more gameplay wise with this than Violet. Arceus is very experimental. They're already coming out with a new one, so I do recommend this. If you can get this secondhand, go get it secondhand, but it might be worth it, $60. Hades. Hades is a really good roguelike. Can't even compare it to another game. For a game that is repetitive, it has really good storytelling, even if you're like dying a lot. And I think it's worth it. Go get this. This is $40. This is really good value. If you can't afford it, this goes on sale on PC. Pick this up. I swear to God, you'll enjoy it. Holler X Malice. Those are a bunch of pretty boys on the cover. You're not seeing wrong. This is a visual novel, and I bought it because my friend says like this is good, I swear, but she's just a Fujoshi, so that's why I bought this. It is enjoyable as a visual novel. If you like visual novels, then there's mysteries that you can uncover. I'll say it drags a lot because it's more on you trying to woo one of these men. I'd say it's okay. If you like pretty boys and visual novels, then yeah, must play. But if you just like visual novels, get it on the sale. If you don't like visual novels, I don't recommend it. Shin Megami Tensei 3 HD Remastered. This game did not age well, I have to say. This is kind of annoying to play because I played Shin Megami Tensei 5 first and then I played this because I was curious. And this game did not age well. If it wasn't for like difficulties and the Mitamas making this game easier, I would have never finished this game. This is kind of annoying to play with the random encounters bullshit. This is a PS2 era game. If you like Shin Megami, then sure, pick this up at $40, sure. Other than that, if you're expecting modern Atlas kind of gameplay, it's not here. This is one of the founding fathers of it. There's a reason that the Demi-Fiend is super hard to kill in Shin Megami Tensei 5, and that's because he has to go through all the bullshit from his own game. Do I recommend? Probably not. Unless you like hard RPGs. Last game on the pile is Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Do I recommend this? Probably not if you don't like Dynasty Warriors kind of gameplay. But if you like the story of Breath of the Wild and a what-if scenario, then yeah, you'll enjoy this game. I do enjoy this for the story. This game is very ambitious because the frame rate drops below 30. Especially if you do a local multiplayer. Actually, even without the local multiplayer, the frame rate drops drastically. But I will recommend this to Breath of the Wild fans and maybe the Wires community. But, or maybe not, because of the frame rate issues of this game. This is probably gonna run better on the Switch too. Pick this up at a good sale. So that's all the games. Oh god, they made my hands dirty because they've been dusty for a while. But yeah, that's it. At a good sale. So that's all the games. Oh god, they made my hands dirty because they've been dusty for a while. But yeah, that's it.